So hey everyone, this is Trish from Build Your AU, build your authenticity, your authority and your audience through your story. This is me experimenting with my Canon Rebel T6i. I have a lapel microphone which is hooked in, as you can see, it's hooked in into the camera. And I have a tripod at sort of so height, and I'm experimenting with some outdoor videography, which is rather challenging. I've done it indoors before, and that presents its own challenges in itself, because you need a wide enough space, you need a big enough space to be able to get the depth of field or the blurred background that is being shown here in this very video. So you can see how behind me is very, very blurred, but what I had to do is measure quite a distance. I think there's about 2 meters, 1.5 to 2 meters between me and the actual camera itself, which presents its own challenges because you have to focus, you have to bring your lens into focus to make sure that I'm being picked up clearly, however you're getting the blurred background behind. So what I did is I actually put a wheelie bin here in front of me. I actually stacked it up with a table and a container with clear writing on it, and I went back to the camera. I focused in on that small container sitting on top of the bin, and so that's when I knew where the position needed to be, or where I needed to stand to get clear at the front but have the blurred background behind me. So then I've pushed the wheelie bin aside, I've marked my spot, I know where the camera needs to stand. I've plugged the microphone in, the lapel mic. Hopefully this is working and is very clear. I've chosen a day where currently we've got the smoke actually coming in from the bushfires, and what it's done is it's sort of blanketed the sky of smoke, and it's blocked out the glare, it's blocked out the sun, therefore making a really good effect here for lighting and not too much glare. So I've got full natural light without the brightness or the glare of the sun, so that's worked really well. So overcast days are perfect, or the first hour of the morning or the setting of the sun of an evening is a great time to be able to set a camera up like this and get your maximum lighting without getting it too glary or too hot. So this is what I've learnt so far. I've done a bit of research. I'm beginning stages of recording. However, I really want to move forward with this type of videoing as I move forward into video content for my program. And just some tips for you guys moving forward as well, wanting to video your own content for your own programs. What else did I want to share? Did a bit of research. So manual settings, I've got manual settings on this. I've got an ISO of about 100. I've got f-stop at 1.8. I've got what's called a nifty 50mm lens on my Canon camera, which helps to get this blurred background behind me. And I had to really play around with it because I was letting so much light in that everything was really, really bright. So I had to, I think, reduce the shutter speed, or increase the shutter speed, I think, to 500. I think I've got it 500, which gave more balanced light here in this video. Anyway, we're just playing around at the moment, so I'll post this video into the group as a bit of an experimentation, just moving forward. I'm just trialing stuff. I'm in a beautiful location at the moment. The gardens are lovely here, but with that blurred background you don't really get the sense of that. So what I love about this camera, or this lens in particular, is that you can be in any sort of background, any environment, and you're going to get a professional video with a blurred background. You're not going to really see much of that background either, so that's pretty cool. So I'm here, X marks the spot. I think that's the only way to be able to make sure that you are getting the correct distance between that's critical, the distance between your camera and where you're standing, which presents the challenge of getting into focus. So making sure that you set your area up first. And I think With what I've been doing here, this is my second shoot now, so I actually turned it off, checked that the audio recording was recording, because you need your microphone. You can't use the standard Canon microphone at all, because you're just going to get really, really bad audio because you are so far away from the camera. The other thing is you can actually buy, they call it, I think it's a boom microphone, Rode, that actually puts something that you can actually attach to the top of your camera. The thing is that I'm not very close to it, so again you could get distorted audio because you're not that close to the camera, because you're using the 50mm lens. So I think the lapel mic with a very long cord definitely helps the audio process as well, and I've just checked to make sure that the audio is working, and that's working. You have to go into your video settings on your camera, and you have to go through to manual, and once you're in manual video audio settings, you then have to just test it, just speak into the microphone, and you'll see the two bars going up, and once they hit into the orange or the yellow area, you know that it's being picked up, your audio. So yeah, I think it's gonna come out okay. Let's just give it a go, just have a go at editing, and I think it's going to be perfect for the purpose of recording content. I think my tip would be to have a video recording day, so that because once you're set up, it takes quite a while to get yourself organized, set up. I would recommend recording a lot of videos, either I think for the purpose of creating one, or cutting down or editing for one video. So video recording a lot, or you've got your separate topics or your content topics, so craft them out the day before, say on a one sheet piece of paper, and have the bullet points of what you want to talk about in your videos, have them there, and then be prepared the day before you want to do your videos, because I think the setting up takes so much time. Once you've got it right, you sort of don't want to dismantle it all. That's what I found here. So I've come back in, I've walked in here and done a bit of a second shoot as well. So my tips are, do a little bit of research before you start your content, work out what settings are going to work for you. Like I said here, in this one it was ISO of 100, it was f-stop of 1.8, it was f-stop 1.8, and it was the shutter speed that actually lowered the amount of light that was coming into the video camera. So I think I've got that at 500, and this is the type of setting this is what you're getting as a result of those settings here. Now, like I talked about, we don't have to overcomplicate this. You can use simply your iPhone on a tall standing tripod, and you're going to get a very clear result. As long as you've got a microphone plugged into your phone, you're going to get a very good result from that process. But I had this camera bought a year ago, and I haven't played with it enough, so this was my opportunity here at Christmas time to actually get it out and start playing around with it. So the other thing you have to be mindful of as well, you've got to have an SD card as well with enough memory that's going to hold your videos, because videos obviously take a whole lot more space, and so it's important to have something that's going to hold all that for you. I've cleaned the SD card of all the photos I was experimenting with the other day. I erased them all, so I had a clear empty SD card ready to go. Now once I've finished with this, I'll unpack it. I will put that SD card into my laptop. I've got a Mac. I think I can even, yeah I can. So if I've got a USB cable that will go straight from the Canon camera, that will go straight into my laptop, and then that video content will go import straight across. But you also have to have an application loaded onto your Apple Mac to make sure that happens as well on your laptop. So I've got an application from Canon that allows me to open the video, import the videos into your MacBook, into your laptop, and then I will just simply edit through iMovie in my Apple Mac. So that's me. Hopefully that helps you out there if you do want to venture a little bit further in that video field. That's hopefully can help you with that process. I know that it feels a bit different presenting this video. It feels a little bit more like I am presenting rather than that natural, authentic place I was coming from before in my Facebook Lives. However, I'm sure with practice, I'm going to get to that space of feeling a lot more comfortable in front of this camera as I do on those Facebook Lives. Good luck, everyone, and catch up again soon. Bye.